Well, hello again. Welcome to day 7. So today I want to get some prompt engineering done. I would like to have a bot with a simple prompt, which is basically the same as what I've got now on my website, and then another version, which is the flow, Pipecat flows version with the structured call flow, I guess you have to put it. And that's something we've already got mostly working, so we'll have to do some polishing there. So the way I want to approach this is I want to have my working Python file with the structured flow compared to a basic bot. And I'm going to, I think, use Claude to do this analysis. And I want it to explain how you get a basic bot working in the minimum, and then how you get a basic flow bot working in the minimum. And then I'm going to try and figure out how you can configure those at some point later. So yeah, I'm going to try and find a basic bot implementation to compare to it, and then craft a prompt. And I'll start recording again after that point. Okay, well I must say these examples are exceedingly good. So they build on top of one another. So there's a basic bot that just says one thing, and the pipeline task just has that, text to speech, transport output. Then there's some other stuff, local audio, fast pitch. LLMs say one thing, so get the LLM to generate the thing that you say rather than just saying a fixed message. And then there is listen, I believe, somewhere, listen and respond. And the one I want to use, this one was pretty good as well, but so this OpenAI text to speech and OpenAI pipeline. So this one, which one is this using? LLM, TTS, Cartesia. The one I want to use, though, I noticed that there is a crisp thing here. So actually, do I have to bring my own crisp here? Crisp filter. Actually, I need to check whether I need my own crisp account for this, because I won't be able to get one. But I would like to use this. For people that don't know what crisp is, it's a really good noise filter. So if you have any background noise, it will filter that out, and you can hear the person speaking, even in noisy situations. So that'd be good to have that. Let me just check if that's something I need an account for or not. Okay, so following a short investigation, I must say it's not clear to me whether I need to have some kind of account with them. So if I go to the definition of the crisp filter here, you have to install it first with this, and then you have to set a model path. So I'm not sure if I have to install this locally and whether or not I have to have an account to get this, but it doesn't really matter because I figure I can just comment this part out anyway. And this part is using DeepGram for speech to text and for text to speech, which is what I want to do in the basic thing. I can add 11 labs later. So I think this is fine. So let's have a chat with Claude. Getting a little MCP error here. Anyway, so let's see. I don't think I can drag from there. So let me open up my Finder here. So lead qualifier. Yep, this is the bot code. Cool. Pipecat examples, foundational, and there is the crisp one somewhere. There we go. Okay, so okay, don't worry about that. I guess I'll write a little prompt for this. Okay, so I wrote, I need you to analyze the attached Python files. Bot.py contains a voice AI assistant I wrote to qualify leads who visit my personal website through a chat widget. This one uses Pipecat flows to create a structured flow to the conversation. The other Python file with crisp in the title is a basic implementation with a simple single monolithic system prompt. I want us to produce 2 guides in Markdown format which will explain the process required to minimally build each type of bot. I'm particularly concerned with identifying how to correctly specify and configure system prompts in both processes, and how to build the pipeline which connects a user's voice input, an LLM, and a TTS module to create an interactive voice experience. Please review both files and determine whether you think you can make these documents. In the first step, please just confirm whether you have enough information on whether you'd like or whether you'd like me to provide more context. If the latter, let me know what you'd like. Ruminating on it. Now, this is why I used Claude, because this is going to require a large context. In the context of the models used through Cursor, I believe, is limited to 64K. Clarifications aren't included in the provided files. Having these would help me provide more, I guess. Okay. Okay, that's good questions. Okay, so I'm going to get the answers to these questions. Okay, so I wrote out my answers in Sublime Text and ready to copy them over. So I've attached the runners for both bots, told it which one's which, told it to assume there's no requirements for the flow manager initialization beyond what's in the code for now, no other API keys, no version requirements for the Pipecat library. Please include information about the daily room and token config, because we want to know how to sort that out. Don't bother with error handling, troubleshooting, and just use a minimal system prompt for now. So let's put this in here. Perfect. So, okay, to begin with, please write the guide for the non-flows crisp example in an artifact. Okay, nice. So that we can put in our project. Oop, need a new window, lead qualifier. So I want to make a new one. File, bot guides. Actually, I can probably just download this file. That's the one. Simple bot guide. Great name. Look here. Simple bot guide. Bot guides. Okay, hang on. I made a file called bot guides instead of a folder. Silly me. And also docs, new folder, bot guides. And let's try that again. Great. Now please write the, yes. Nice. I wonder how it determines it's the end though. So I would like you to explain more in detail, but first let's just save this. Let me just check that I've actually set some labels in the code. Our lead qualifier here, so end of day 6, good, and we're in the dev branch, great. So add some guides to building both types of bot, simple and flow based. Okay, so I want to understand, please explain based on the two artifacts you created what the difference is between these approaches in terms of requirements in the code. Structural differences, okay. Flow manager and flow config. Okay, this is good stuff. I'm actually going to add this as a document too. Simple versus flow differences.md. Whole answer will be fine there. So add guide to add analysis doc containing differences between simple and flow approaches. Okay. Now let's get some code done. Okay, so where are we? The server side and the bot. Okay. Would like you to make a simple bot according to the guide in simple bot. Template. Please just use a simple system prompt for now. Very helpful voice assistant, and I'll add my own after. Should have maybe told it, oh no, simple bot, it's understood to make a new file. Great. Okay, well. Okay, not bad, but here's the thing. I'll check in your simple bot. Sorry, I will stage your simple bot, but thanks. You'll have noticed though that bot runner, nope, already existed when you looked for it. You should also know there's a server which is responsible for handling the daily room configuration and setup. Could you integrate the, well, could you establish whether the simple bot can run with this server instead? Are we using argparse here? Move them dependency on bot runner. Updated the transport initialization to use the provided URL and token. Actually, I think we need to make directories within server, within one for simple and one for the bot with flows we had before. Okay, go on. Okay. So to handle both bots, how's that going to work? Maybe it has to have a command. That would make sense. Something in the command line when I run python server.py maybe. See what it does. Oh, yeah, it does. Has it added argparse? I think I saw that. Okay. It's not a bad approach. Why is this here though? me just check if these files are identical. Both 4 kilobytes. Actually, does it identical, right? Yep, 0 differences. Cool. Did I? Yep, cool. Bot runner. Can you explain actually, are either of these bots now dependent on bot runner.py? Let me check its imports. You want me to move the bot runner somewhere, did you? Those are already moved though. Okay, well the agent is now confused and struggling to run commands. Interesting. Maybe I had that open and it thought that this was, oh yeah, perhaps this is why. Okay, let me just explain. Stop. Yeah. No, relax. Look. Okay, so actually we've got bot py and calcom API in flow. In the flow directory, and the simple bot py in the simple directory. Bot runner is still under server, though one level higher, and I want to know if any of the bots still have a dependency on this. Just be quicker if I figure this out myself, right? So simple bot isn't bot, so we're going to bot runner. To use command line arguments directly. Well, no, I actually want the simple bot to use the bot runner. Cool. Just make sure it's using the latest Sonnet, because that seemed a little not too bright there. No, it's not the same directory level, though, is it? Adds the parent directory to the Python path to import it. Okay, well, let me just fix that, shall I? Okay, well, if this works here, we'll take that and put that here. And perhaps just okay, maybe just put this just in case something goes wrong there. Right. So now the other thing I noticed was that it said the server's meant to take arguments at the endpoint, the connect endpoint. Yeah, so no, I don't want that. Okay, the other thing, okay, you've got the server, the connect end point in server taking an argument to switch the bot types. I want to be running the server PY as the main entry point, and I'd like to pass the argument to switch bot types directly to this server PY script, please. And let's get a little command line up so we can begin to test this. Interesting. Good. Nice. And the argument parsing, yep, parser, nice. Argparse, let's go. Reload code on change. That's interesting. Okay, so that might work now. So let's test this out before I save anything, and let's just make 2 terminal windows. cd dev Pipecat lead qualifier server clients. And Python, what's the default one? No module named Loggeroo. Oh, source. Keep forgetting to do that. Source. Okay. Daily rest. Good one. And it's failing in server py. Yeah, so daily room params, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, right, the whole, yeah, so silly me. Both of them come from there. I guess that makes sense. Okay. Well, let's see what happens now when I connect to localhost. Start a little chit chat. What is the actual simple bot? You're a helpful voice assistant. Okay. Let's see if I've got my volume high enough so you can hear this. Oh, it's not responding. That's not good. You haven't changed anything there. Ooh, that's a bug. Okay, that flopped. No module named simple/simple bot. Is that because it's now moved up to the... Looks like moved the directory up. Okay, minus. Okay, yeah. Oh, you cheeky monkey. Shouldn't have done that. It's ruined my requirements. Pipecat SDK, what? Let's just revert this. Okay. Okay, let's just check that in. Okay. Okay, the simple bot isn't working. Probably be able to figure this out from now, right? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay, at least the room initialization and deletion is robust. Even when nothing is joining the room, it's just sorting it out in the cleanup. So I like that. That's good. In fact, let me just make sure that that's true by checking daily. 0 live sessions and no rooms here, right? Expired. Okay, so that's just, as we established yesterday, that's just there for our information for a temporary period before the cleanup process is run. Okay, so this is the same error from before, and it's starting to import it there from bot runner. Bot runner? Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I fixed that in the server though, right? Or was it another server file? Did it overwrite the thing again for me? So just, do I need to tell it? Okay. Okay, where was the search? Daily rest room params. Where was it? Okay, and let's just try again. crisp filter. Yeah, cool. Just, I can comment that out. Simple bot in here. Cheerio. And again, module not found error is the import, right? Is that right? Is that causing the error? Yeah, it is. Cool. And the way I would fix that is obviously I have to put in my requirements.txt and actually install that crisp. Let's try running it again. Okay, I feel like this is because I've... Hello? Okay, stop. Has the room been deleted this time? I think probably this time it wouldn't have. Yeah. If I close this. Okay, so I need a cleanup task where when I close the script, it cleans up the rooms. Okay. So, I failed to fetch the room. I feel like this might be because of the environment variable thing. Let me do some investigation and get back. Okay, yes, indeed, I've brought up the environment variable file up in my second screen, and I can see that the room it's trying to connect to is actually that one from ages ago. So we do need to get it to use the server mechanism that creates the room. But for now, I'm wondering if I can just, because this is up, isn't it? Participants. Let me actually just see if there's anyone in this room. No, there can't be anyone in this room. There's nothing running. Clipboard. Maybe the max is the most participants there ever was. Let's join. Yeah, cool. I'll just leave this room. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to, for now, since this is there, I'm going to copy this, put this in the environment file. See if we can just use this room for now, just to see if the bot itself works. That's the wrong room. Oh, that's interesting. So it creates a room, and then our bot joins a different room. And I'm probably not going to be able to chat to it either, right? Because this is connected to this other room. Let's have a look. Yeah, interesting. Well, I mean, let me see if I can get the URL here. So I'm probably... turn off this.
Hello. I'm your helpful voice assistant here to assist you with information, questions, or tasks you might have. How can I help you today?
Can you tell me a story?
Sure, I'd be happy to tell you a story. Here's a short one for you. Once upon a time in a...
It's still talking. Okay, stop. Please stop. Okay. Well, that was interesting. It's a novel way for things to break. Okay. So just for now, I'm thinking maybe I'm just going to copy my system prompt. Where is that going to be? I need it in there. Yep. Okay, so let's open another window and go to github.com/ask_John.George. Here, that be system prompt. Copy. So now I just want to see if it works like it used to. That's the old system prompt. That's how I should have, yeah, I should have ended that while it was running, so to clean up the room. Well, rooms. This is so very messy what I'm doing. Shouldn't do things this way.
Hello, I'm David, your friendly voice assistant from John George Voice AI Solutions. How can I help you today?
Yeah, I want to find out about voice AI. Thinking of installing one in my business.
That sounds exciting. I'll be happy to assist you with that. So that I address you correctly, may I know your full name?
Yeah, it's John George.
Great to meet you, John. What kind of voice AI solution are you looking for? Could you tell more a bit about your needs?
Sure. So I need something to handle out-of-hours calls, answers, and answer questions, Q&A.
Thank you for sharing that, John. It sounds like you're interested in a solution for handling FAQs during out-of-office hours. When are you hoping to implement this voice AI solution?
Next week.
Got it. Do you have a target date in mind for when you'd like the solution to be fully operational?
Next week.
Understood. Have you considered a budget for this voice AI solution?
2K.
Thanks for letting me know, John. Just to clarify, the budget is for setup only and there are ongoing costs associated with the service. Now, I'm curious about your experience with our conversation so far. How do you feel about the quality of our interaction in terms of responsiveness, understanding, and naturalness?
Oh, I'm impressed.
Thank you, John. I'm glad to hear that. Would you be interested in exploring your needs in more detail with our founder, John George?
Yep.
We can arrange a video conference
Video conference.
Perfect choice. I'll navigate you to our booking page where you can set up your video conference with John. One moment, please.
Okay, thanks.
I've directed you to our booking page where you can set up your...
Okay, so it actually works exactly like it used to. It just needs one tool connected to navigate around the site. I'd successfully deleted the room. Which one? Interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. So let's just delete some rooms and try and fix the whole room joining thing. So we need to get it to join the right room. So let me actually just, okay, check this in. So get simple bot version basically working, apart from a really mysterious bug, but okay. So the issue now, and I should just be able to delete the room URLs from the config. So I'm just going to do that. So the environment variable file doesn't have that information there, so if it breaks at all because it complains about that, then that means the whole thing is broken and we just need to tell it about that. Okay, so it seems like simplebot is using environment variables to determine which room to connect to rather than using the one which is created by server. Please fix that. Just also for context, here's the bot runner. Should be able to figure this out because it has enough context on how the other one's running. Okay. Removed the crisp filter since it was commented out. Wow, they're hating on the comments. Remove the crisp filter. You didn't actually though, did you? Removed the crisp import since it was commented out. Well, you didn't though. Don't worry about it. It's not important. I'm glad you didn't. So let's just run this. Run until complete. Future results. Await configure with args. Conflicting option strings. Okay, so the argument parser here is actually using the master argument parser. Okay, I'm not sure why it would want this at all. Here are the latest errors from the server log. I don't see why we should be passing a daily room URL as argument anywhere. Actually, maybe explain that, and if this is actually the correct programmatic way of passing the created URL from the server to the client, and just go ahead and fix it. Token via create room token. The server then needs to tell the bot which room to connect to, so it passes that client. Yeah, okay. Spawning the bot process. Right, we don't need to use this at all since we're getting the room URL and token. Okay. Now it's deleted the crisp stuff. Oh, and it's deleted my system prompt as well. I mean, that's so annoying. Reject this. Reject this. Accept this. Accept. Reject. Accept. 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 Better stage this thing. I think I'll open a new composer after this so that it gets a new snapshot of my code. There's a thing like with Windsurf, like you get the differences passed to the agent as context between runs, so that's normally pretty helpful. Like it assumes that you're not an idiot and you've made these changes for a reason, which is always nice, right? So let me just actually restart this server. The client, I mean.
Hello there. I'm David, your voice assistant from John George Voice AI Solutions. How can I help you today?
It's left the room. Is it going to clean up the room? Clean up, finish post process. Oh, deleted the room as well. Awesome. So that's working now. Expired room. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to have a little break. I'll be back later. Okay, so we have the simple bot working, joining the right room, so I've checked then that work now. So what I need to do next, a couple of things. So in the simple bot, previously you would have seen that it can navigate my site, so I need to figure out how to get communication working between the bot and the client in Excalibur, if the thing I drew yesterday is still there. So this is actually, step one is the bot, the client requests a room ID, request room, and then the server returns a room ID, room link comes back, and agent is sent to the same room, and then the client connects to the room. I believe that's the process. So I need to figure out if this is correct or if actually it's communicating through the server and therefore we can send messages this way, and also if the agent might be able to send directly to the client or if it's somehow through the server. I think it's probably going to be this way, so I just need to figure that out. And the other thing I need to figure out is how to generalize the simple bot and bot so that essentially we have one sort of configurable design where you can set either simple prompts, single prompts, or multi-prompts. So you can configure single or multi-prompt agents essentially in this solution somehow. So I'm going to try and figure that out. That's going to require a lot of planning and thinking, so I think it's best if I just go away and do that, come back and explain myself. Okay, so I actually decided to use Cline and DeepSeek Reasoner, the new R1 model, for this. So Cline's had some updates since we last spoke, and actually Cline has been renamed to Code. They're forging their own path now. So Cline has a plan mode and a act mode. Now what actually happened after I had it plan how to transition the existing architecture to one that will support configuration of system prompts in two types of configuration, single prompt and multi-prompt. As soon as I clicked act, it went ahead and go to try and implement it, which I don't think is actually desired behavior. But let me anyway have a look here. Cline wants to edit this file. Okay. I'll take you through what happens afterwards. So I've been having trouble using my credits directly in DeepSeek, so that's why I think this is worth doing, and also test out R1, see if it's really as good as O1. So we'll see what happens. So I've asked it to use a JSON config. I've given it automatic permission to read, but I will approve the write at every stage. Whoa. What is it doing, actually? This looks like a mess. A file duplication issue, yeah. Okay, well at least I noticed that. Oh, it's still spitting out duplicate stuff. Yeah, I'll let this run a bit and come back to see if it actually produces anything useful. It's probably just wasting our time. So this was interesting. What it's been trying to do is find and replace the existing code, and it fails, and then as a result just keeps appending it to the file. So the file got to be 2,500 lines of code. So I tried telling it I've cleared the contents for you, go ahead and implement it from scratch. We'll see. If it can do it now. Changes editable. It'd be nice if it worked. So hopefully it's happy with it now, because if it has to edit it, it's going to mess it up. So this is now 170 lines of code. So there's also bugs. So it is going to have to edit it, actually, I think. Okay, so I actually did the find and replace okay that time. So it is a proper self-correcting agent here. You just let it loose and off it goes. I mean, I did say specifically not use YAML. I did say we should use JSON for the config, and you agreed this was a better approach. So please do that. So has it actually deleted? No. So I don't know if the issue with this is that it has very short context, or if it's just really dumb. Let's just let it edit some files, shall we? Any files on your computer seems a little bit much, right? Just hope it doesn't hack me, eh? Okay. Well, the example configuration file, you can actually just use the actual configuration, right? I'll do that, no worries. I'm really rather skeptical that this is on the same level as O1. Better stop these. Here's the proposed architecture transition plan. Okay, go ahead and implement the plan. So actually, let me just show you what I did. It's a good opportunity to do that, and maybe I'll just pause after that and see if I can get it to go. I can't even see how you get out of this. Okay, right, so Cline has got some new stuff, as I mentioned. There's plan and act mode now, and they've added DeepSeek Reasoner as an option to the DeepSeek thing in settings here. You can select the Reasoner now. And I said, could you look at the bot, runner, simple bot, and server? All the code here works, and it's for 2 voice AI bots. I want you to establish how we can come up with a unified design where the system prompt configured as either messages or a flow config. Messages because there's like literally a variable says messages that you assign to. Essentially, we'll end up with 2 types of agents, single prompt agents and multi-prompt agents. Could you please provide a plan on how we could transition the existing architecture towards this kind of configurable architecture? Came up with a pretty sensible plan with a YAML config for the agent types. I said use JSON. I said great, that would be a really good idea. This is what it would look like. And then I switched from plan to act, and it just went ahead and started acting, which I thought is not ideal. And this is where I started recording and it got into the little loop, kept editing and just appending to the file. So I cleared it, and then it sort of sorted itself out, but it's forgotten about the JSON thing. So now it's unclear whether it's finished or not. I mean, it's not matching the structure it says, so let's just see. Could you go ahead and complete the transition to the new architecture, please? the configuration schema validation. Cool. So this way, if you make a config which isn't correct or is missing some stuff, you can get meaningful errors by validating the config. So that's really good. Now the actual config loader, presumably with validation. Config validator, validate config. Okay, and then we switch by the agent type and direct it to the builder. Hopefully this has got some kind of base loader. I'm pretty sure I saw a base loader actually. So this is actually pretty good work so far, in theory anyway. Broken it down into 3 separate changes. I mean, I could just go and make some tea, couldn't I, and let it finish. All this has cost 15 cents so far. It is insanely cheap, to be fair. It might be a situation where you get what you pay for, though. So it is now stuck trying to do diffs. I mean, I would have thought that it just needs to delete this section here, right? I mean, if I'm right, then the multi-prompt has this and what it's trying to edit. This all needs to be deleted, right? Completely replace the problem. Okay, I'm going to let it try one more time, and if this doesn't work, okay, well, I mean, what? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I think I'm gonna like chill and I'll pause the video. We'll come back. So here's the thing, it's still going. It's been like 20 minutes. I had to prompt it a couple of times, but I've changed the maximum request before it checks back with me to 200 from 20 because it's quite cheap to run. Let it read files and edit files, and I've really curious how this story is going to end, because this is like this is a proper agent doing its thing. I'm going to have a lot of code to review. I've noticed it's introduced multiprocessing now, multiprocessor, so it's spawning its own sub-processes. So yeah, we'll see. I want to see how this story ends, so I'm going to leave it running for a bit and then come back. Not long since the last clip, and it actually says that it's finished. Yeah, okay. We'll see about this. Actually, config single prompt. Let's feed this to old Cline. Running from the server directory, I get this. Configuration validation. You don't want to fix the config? No, it's fixing the config. Okay, cool. Oh, really? It has made some of the pipeline configurable too. Okay, if you insist that I'm running this, I'll do that. So let's change the there, Python. Okay. Okay. So now it's changing the schema. If I let it run commands, it could probably figure this out for itself. Okay, I'm going to look into this myself a little bit. Okay, I think it's safe to say this has been a failed experiment. So I'm going to store this away just to look at this later because I'm quite interested to know what it did. I'm going to make a new branch, Cline. So configurable. Prompts. Just going to check this in on that branch. Okay, and let's get back to the dev and do some actual work. So I think this is actually more correctly a job for Claude in this larger context. So goodbye Cline. How much does that cost? 40 cents. Yeah, it's no issue, right? Ran for quite a long time there. So let me have a look. Core config. I have to delete some directories. Maybe I'll just do this from Finder. Server. Okay. So what I think we should do now, go to this directory, find, okay, so this is going to print out all the code I've got in here. So then, let's get Claude. Hi Claude. Start a new chat. Okay, so given the attached code base, I need to figure out a transition. Okay. Okay. Can I do start a project? One sec. See if I can start a project. Need qualifier. $68 megabytes. What? Oh, is it doing something in the env? 94.1 megabytes. What? Okay. So I think Okay, let's just qualifier. Mm-hmm. Okay, so please have a look at all the attached source code. Need to come up with a plan to transition the simple bot and bot into a unified bot creator that can handle both single prompt custom prompt configs and the more advanced flow config. I'd like the system prompts to be configurable as JSON. Okay, so for the pipeline, I'd like to use the pipeline from the simple bot as our template, where we've got DeepGram for speech to text and TTS, and OpenAI as the LLM. Do you have any questions, or can you make the plan now? It's obviously going to have questions. Oh no. It's actually a similar approach to what I did with LiveKit. Maybe is this good enough? The architecture. Okay. So I'd like a more detailed implementation plan in an artifact, please. Let's download this. Pipeline config. This is just going ahead and making more stuff configurable. Okay. Pipeline builder. detailed technical specifications, code structures, migration steps, and future considerations. Okay, I don't. Okay, there's 3 parts to what you've written, and I'd like to make 3 documents. Firstly, there's the target architecture, and then there's the migration plan. Actually, there's 2 parts. And I'd like to make 2 documents. First is the target architecture, which should just include everything up to the migration steps. So we'll do that again first in the next step. Then there's the migration plan. This needs to be a staged build out where at the end of each step something's working and I can test it manually. Add features incrementally. We'll write this in the second step. I don't want a testing or maintenance strategy or a timeline. We just need to precisely define our target and then plan staged releases to get us there. So please then now start with the target architecture doc. This is like a requirements, I guess, functional spec. Architecture spec. Cool. This has got to be optional though, right? Initial node nodes. Okay. Well, this is required within this flow config though, right? Name, object, type, enum. Base manager is extended by what? Okay. From ABC. Oh. Is the abstract class thing? Can you explain this? Could you just explain this and what uses it? All bot managers. Flow manager. Okay, I don't see the simple manager and flow manager in the architecture spec though. So maybe you want to add it? So can it add it to the document? Yep, it can actually modify the document now. That's so cool. So they obviously added that to compete with the ChatGPT thing. I can't remember what they called it over there. Canvas. Yeah, look at that, edited. Well, is there anything else you think you should add to it for completeness? Don't make any changes without my say so though. Function definition for low convert. No, I think we're good. No, that's fine. Look, no worries. So unified bot, pipeline builder. Main unified bot class. Okay, let's just download this. Okay. Okay, now write the migration plan. Now please write the migration plan. Pipeline builder. So I think actually we need to be, I think it would be easier to make the system prompts configurable to begin with, and then move on to making the pipeline itself configurable. Okay, that's better. Okay, this is better. No, that's actually pretty good. Just, does this revised migration plan have any implications on the target architecture document? Though, do you need to revise it? Type name in system messages, flow config. Okay, because both of them have a system message, right? Interesting, okay. Models. Pipeline specific models. So it's actually, okay. Split the JSON schemas to match. Yes, please. So it thinks we're going to have 3 different configurations. Fine, we'll merge them later. Separate model files for different config types. Okay. Yeah. So let me just delete the existing target architecture and download version 3. So I notice you went for 3 separate configs, which we'll build out in stages. How easy will it be to unify these into a single master config eventually? Already designed to nest together naturally. No, no, it's fine. Okay, so now back into Cursor. No, what am I doing? Docs. Book guides, fundamental. Okay, so configurable bots. Configure bots. Okay, and I've got target architecture and migration plan. I have to actually go in half an hour, but let's just see how far we can get. Okay. This might go wrong, so I better make a branch. Add target architecture and build out plan. Okay, composer, new composer. Please read and understand target architecture and migration plan. Yep, okay, good. And let me just amend the last commit. See if I can drag this up here. Cool. Commit. No, last commit. Commit. Okay, great. Please read and understand this and modify simple bot to load messages from config. Okay. And make the required changes to simple bot as defined in stage 1 only. Don't go any further, please. Thank you. I think it's actually done the whole prompt. That is awesome. That's exactly what I wanted it to look like. Claude is really good, seriously. I bet Cline works great with Claude, but it would just be really expensive, so. The exact functionality, okay, so let's see, what have you done? Loader, load config, and there's got to be simple. Okay, actually here it is. It's showing everything's changed. So config loader, load config. This is simple. Okay, yep, cool. Because of course, eventually we can store these configs in a database in Supabase, right? That looks promising. Loader. Okay. Interesting. Ran without error. Probably just close this actually. Okay. Surely not. Okay, at least it okay, well, at least it cleaned itself up. Yep, cool. So, what is this? Attempted relative import beyond top level package. I think maybe actually okay. Yeah, I have to actually sort this project out. I'll have a look into that later. So
Hello, welcome to John George Voice AI Solutions. I'm David, your friendly voice assistant. How can I assist you today?
could you tell me about your services?
Absolutely, I'd be glad to help with that. We specialize in developing customizable voice AI solutions for a
It's
wide.
working. It is working. And it's interruptible. Sweet. Okay. Phase 1 complete. What's next? Phase 2. I wonder if I can just tell it go ahead with phase 2. Both config, so it means the both configs. What's it referring to actually? These config and this config and this config? Well, there's one way to find out. That works great, thanks, but I'm running this from the server directory, so had to remove some relative It's going up a directory though. Okay. Okay, so I had to remove some relative references that went // config and replace with config. Anyway, though, please go ahead and implement phase 2 from migration plan. Stop after phase 2 is complete, please. Let's see if we've got any rooms left over here. Nope, that's great news. Models. Okay. Don't actually like this design. Unless, where's base model? No, what base model is from where? Pydantic. Okay. I'll make this better later. Just get something working now. You really need to explain every single thing to Claude, right? And that's fair enough. Can't read my mind. Just like that, really. So it's modified the simple bot now. Okay. Okay. Where is the flow handler? Don't think this is going to work. But, I mean, it's not a bad start. So let's just accept. And stage this. Okay, first attempt at phase 2. So I'll commit these even though we don't have tested them. I just want to do something else. Okay. So I notice you're modifying, you're making simple bot handle both cases. Does this mean bot is now redundant? And also hang on. Bot. That file's not this one. There isn't any bot in server, right? Okay, that's a hallucination. What's that's a leftover index. I wonder actually, is it indexing my stuff? Code base indexing, reindex. Cool. Did that fix that? Bot. Nope. Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, is this redundant? And also, where's the flow manager? Cline flow manager. Also, where is the flow manager we see in this maybe redundant bot? Since it's essential to manage flows, please just review that file and ensure you've replicated the functionality. Yeah, good catch. Okay, it's making a new unified bot. Is it gonna... You'll probably have forgotten about the simple bot now, is the thing. Unified bot, simple bot, loader, keep simple bot focused on simple bots only, create a new unified bot that properly handles both types. Flow manager with RT function handling. Okay. Properly replicates the essential flow functionality from bot. Well, how am I supposed to run this actually then? How am I supposed... Okay, previously I was just... Previously to test the simple bot, I was just doing Python server.py from the server directory after activating the venv. How would I test each type of bot now? So I would like to switch to a chat mode here, but via config file. Okay. This is turning into spaghetti code. Ideally, I want to end up with a single bot, a single runner, and a single server. We'll get there. Okay. Is this going to complain now? Missing one positional argument. Minus t simple. Well, actually, okay, so that was a different error. Missing daily configuration. Without explanation. Okay, let me just check that is correct. Just going to go into the environment. Lead qualifier. Okay, daily is right. Oh, that's optional. Okay, cool. Okay, we're good. Yep, okay, that's what it says. I think the config is not quite right. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty similar to how I was running into errors with when I was fixing it. Actually need to refresh this. Oh, I actually have to go. Yeah, all right, let me just I was trying to open that. Let's just close this. Localhost. Okay. try and be back a little bit later. Okay, well, terribly sorry that I had to dash there, but I am actually going to have to wrap this up now today. So we did get some things working today. The simple bot works with one of the checkpoints, which actually I will maybe set this end of day 7. This is strictly end of day 7. Let me just actually check this in. So I'll do this offline, but essentially I have a couple of architectures to review, which I should just consider sort of propositional at this point, and how we can make this so that you can configure the system prompt, switch between multi-prompt and single prompt, and also configure the pipeline. We'll get back to that tomorrow. So have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are.